Yeah, I'm sitting here eating, right? You know, I got my steak, my birthday cake waffles, rice, little beans. And I was eating. I started to think, I wonder how God likes his steak. You ever wondered that? Like, if God had a steak, I wonder how he likes to eat it. You are God's steak. I always talk about how God puts us through the fire, the test of trials and tribulations, and that is God's fire. Excuse me. That is God's fire. He puts us through our tests and tribulations and all the trials, sufferings, and afflictions to push us to our purpose, to get us standing on the plane we need to be, to place us higher, to burn up our impurities. Malachi chapter 3 verses 3 tells us that God sits like a refiner of silver. That's what a refiner of silver does. He dips us in the fire, takes us out to see if we're ready yet. We're not ready yet because we're not reflecting his image. So he puts us back in until all the impurities are burned off. So when it comes to you being God's steak, God is not going to let you represent him if you're not well done. I think God likes the steak well done, not medium rare. So I like my steak medium. But God likes his steak well done. Let me tell you why. Because us being God's steak, he puts us through the heat. He puts us through the heat. And that's us going through our trials and tribulations. And sometimes we get through that whatever that situation was, we get through it. But then we end up going back to the world, still living a life not fully submitted to God. That is only God taking the heat off of the steak and flipping it. He's flipping you so he can burn the other sides of you, the rest of your impurities off. Because you got to go back into that fire, back into more trial and tribulation until you get to the point where God wants you to be, until you get to be well done. Allow God to burn every bit that needs to be burned off of you, all the impurities off of you. Because when he cuts you open and your spirit steams out in the end of days, you want God to say, well done, my good and faithful steak. Well done, my good and faithful servant. Because at that time, when God says medium rare, it's too late to put you back in the fire. The fire that he'll put you in is going to be hell. So let God burn those impurities off of you so he can use you. He's not going to halfway do it. He's not going to let you go out into this world looking medium rare because you must represent him. He's not going to let you go out into this world represent him looking medium rare. That's lukewarm. He needs all your impurities to be burnt off. Those that sin that has claimed you, it must come off. Those habits that you do, they must come off. God's going to burn everything off of you. And a lot of us think we're going to miss our sin, but it's not like that. God comes inside of us, renews us, and he makes it so that we won't want those things anymore. I know this from experience because the things that I thought that I would never get over, I know I needed to get over, I was thinking like, God, how are you going to do this? How am I going to be free from this? And I know once that I got to the point where I would be freed, I was thinking like, God, am I going to be having to deal with the constant battle of wanting to do these things again? But no. When God comes in you and fills you up, he burns those impurities off of you and fills you up, you only produce the fruit of the Spirit. Those past temptations are of the past. Everything is of the past. Just let God come and fill you up. Let him burn you to being well done. Let him refine you. Let him put you through that testing and affliction. I don't even know why I'm saying let him do it, because he's going to do it. But it's for you to know why you're going through this right now. It's good for you to know why your life is so rough. Why you can't do the thing, live the life that you want to live. Why things keep coming at you. Everywhere you look, something's going on. It's good to know God is calling you. God is building you. He's growing you and pushing you to be a great, perfect work for Him. You're going to be all right. Rejoice in your trial and let God finish His work. Reach your teleos moment. For those that don't know, teleos is the Greek word for complete. Let God complete you and make you a mature work in your faith. Y'all be blessed, because I got to finish eating my steak. Bars. I promise you I'm not a rapper.